This doesn't look right.
Are you going to?
Should get me one of those. We okay?
When you're making a film.
All right, tonight is October 12th, 2021. It's 7 o'clock on the button. This is meeting number 14. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Trust that to Trustee Zim.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you remain standing, I'll handle the invocation tonight. God of justice and mercy, thank you for the gift of life and the opportunity to serve the people of our village. Help us to act with character and conviction. Help us to listen with understanding and goodwill. Help us to speak with charity and restraint. Give us a spirit of service. Remind us that we are stewards of your authority. Guide us to be the leaders your people need. Help us see the humanity and dignity of those who disagree with us, and to treat all persons, no matter how weak or poor, with the reverence of your creation deserves. And finally, Father, renew us with the strength of your presence and the joy of helping to build a community worthy of human person. We ask this as your sons and daughters, confident in your goodness and love. Amen.
Amen.
Notification of fire exits.
The emergency exits are located to the left and to the rear of the room. In the event of an alarm or emergency, please move in an orderly fashion to the exits and evacuate the building.
Just so you know that Trustee Zimmer did that last time, and he'll give you competition.
He can have it.
Get a roll call, please.
Trustee Hammernick.
Here.
Trustee Ziemba.
Here.
Trustee Kusavich. Deputy Mayor Stumpniak.
Here.
Mayor Peterson.
Here. Approve the village board meeting minutes from September 13th, 2021. So just so we're clear, we are taking a step back from 2 weeks ago, or a little over 2 weeks ago. The minutes didn't get out properly, so we are officially doing the approval of those minutes from September 13th, 2021.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we approve the village board meetings from September 30th, 2021.
September 13th, right?
13th.
Sorry, 13th.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approve the village board meeting minutes from September 27th, 2021.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we approve the village board meeting minutes from September 27th, 2021.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Accept the zoning board meeting minutes, September 9th, 2021.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption, that we accept the zoning board meeting minutes for September 9th, 2021. Number 1, Shirley Crampon for a variance on property located at 48 King Avenue of Chapter 260, symbol 260-31, in parentheses L2. The pool structure and adjacent pool deck, including any adjacent walk, shall be a minimum of 5 feet from a rear property line or interior property line. If a rear lot line abuts a side lot line of a neighboring residential use, pool structures and adjacent pool decks, including any adjacent walk, shall be a minimum of 10 feet from the rear lot line. Pools may not encroach or required exterior side yard. Denied.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Number 2, Kevin and Ann Mazurek for a variance on property located at 94 Jane Lane of Chapter 260, symbol 260-14B4, parentheses B, parentheses 1. Yards on corner lots, the exterior side yard for residential corner lots shall be as follows. 10 feet minimum when the rear lot line abuts another rear lot line. Granted with stipulation that flower bed be removed.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Approve the planning board minutes from October 7th, 2021.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustee, I make the following motion and move for its adoption to approve the planning board minutes of October 7th, 2021. Number 1, 3178 Walden, Eric Percy on behalf of Atlas Enterprises of Western New York LLC requesting a site plan approval for 20 by 50 addition that will connect the two separate buildings. Approved.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. So tonight's a little bit of a lengthy agenda. You'll be able to comment initially on the items that are on the agenda. And later on tonight in section number 21, public concerns and comments, they could be on anything. You just need to step to the podium, state your name and address, and then ask away. So initially, tonight we have a public hearing for community development block grant money that we'll be receiving or have access to. I shouldn't say be receiving. We have to get approved for that. It's on the Lancaster side of the village, and it's $100,000 this year. So we'll have a public hearing on that. If you recall, at the last meeting, we had asked for this public hearing to be both for the Cheektowaga and the Lancaster side. However, the newspaper did not put the Cheektowaga side in, so we are asking for that again later on in this meeting as well. Number 2 is a appoint DPW laborer. Number 3 is permission to advertise for a special meeting. It was suggested and agreed upon from the board members that we hold a public hearing for the expenditure of any American Rescue Plan money. So that meeting is set now for November 1st. It's a non-regular meeting for us, and it's the only topic on that discussion that night. Bring your ideas of how you think you might want to be able to use that money, and we'll be able to discuss that. That's here on November 1st, 7 o'clock. Permission to advertise, as I mentioned, for the community development block grant money on the Cheektowaga side. And that money comes from the federal government. The Lancaster side comes from Erie County, or is distributed through Erie County. It's a very small area in the Cheektowaga side. It's basically from Broadway south to Transit on the east, to Borden on the west, and Zurbrick on the south. Did I say that? North, east, west, and south. That's really the only area that the monies can be used. Number 5, approve a payment for interest. This is on the Urbandale Plaza. Our attorney, Sam, if you would just quickly go over that again.
Sure, so this is still that one tax refund consent order, a case that dates back to 2014. The interest was just south of $15,000. I engaged in some negotiations. They knocked $3,000 off the interest payment. And this isn't interest like they took a judgment against you and it's accruing interest. This is statutory. When the order requires tax refunds, the law requires those refunds accrue interest per year dating back to 2014. So that's where this number comes from, and as I said in the pre-board meeting, we hope this is the last time something like this happens.
Agenda item number 6 is permission for training school for our superintendent at Department of Public Works, Ken Pick, to attend in Saratoga Springs on August 18th through the 20th. Village vehicle is authorized to be used. Agenda item number 7, permission to sign an engagement letter that Hotchkin Russ LLP will continue to be our bond counsel for the village's sewer system capital improvement project. Agenda item number 8, approve the auction results. Typically, we dispose of excess surplus material from the village through an auction. We used Auctions International, and between, these were items that were ended on 9/29/2021. Total was $18,194.50. Majority of that was in the 2011 Ford E350, the old senior center shuttle bus. That gave us $15,100. There's a couple other items on there. There is currently a couple, 2 or 3? 2 older police vehicles that are out there, and that auction will be ending soon as well.
2, right, Ken?
3.
Oh, there are
3?
3? Okay, thank you.
And that's tomorrow.
Okay.
And Smart?
Time to start bidding now. So,
I think they're all Explorers, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they even have light packages on them.
2 do, 1 does not.
Okay. Agenda item number 9, approve the official trick-or-treat night is October 31st, 2021, as normal. And it's from 6 PM to 8:30, which mirrors the times in Lancaster. I'm fairly certain it mirrors the same times in Cheektowaga, although we did not receive a letter stating that as such. For those that are inquiring, although the village intervened last year due to the pandemic, and there was no beggars night in the Barnabas area of the village, there was no good reason to not have that this, or stop that this year. So I believe they're continuing like they will normally. Sorry, Audrey. I apologize. Well, I can't believe how many people love that, so. Anyway, let's hope it's a safe night. That's all that's important.
Right.
Item number 10, permission for the Depew High School motorcade. So some things are back to normal. This is one of those things during Spirit Week next week. And that'll be on October 22nd at approximately 12 PM, leaving the bus garage area, heading towards Lancaster High School. Item number 11, permission for the Depew High School bonfire. Again, that's something that's back on the agenda, and that's October 19th, 7:15 on the football practice field behind the bus garage. Item number 12, approve the employee holiday observance. This has Christmas Eve. This is for our different unions, right? So we have
Yes, white and blue.
white and blue. So white collar is this involves and blue collar. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. For blue, it's Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, New Year's Eve Day, and New Year's Day. Those are what's typically in their. You okay, Odd? Oh, okay. Okay. 13 is approve leave of absence. This was for one of our brand-new DPW employee laborers. He was newly hired, and this was looks like 4 days when his wife gave birth to their child, their first child. They were non-compensated days. These were just time off. And we're sort of going backwards because it's from September, but we, for whatever reason, we missed the officially getting that done. 14, permission for the Depew Fire Department, Etna Hose Company to hold their 125th anniversary party at Repa's Restaurant, and that is on October 23rd from 6 to 11 p.m. Two of our companies celebrated their 125th anniversary. The Hook and Ladder Company is this week, and then the following week is the Etna Hose Company. Item number 15, authorization for emergency sewer repair. Want to add on that?
We had two, basically holes in the ground.
Hey, Ken,
Opened up.
can you just pull the mic just a little bit? No, just the head part of it. There you go.
We had two basically holes in the ground that opened up. They are contracted out for our next phase of sewer construction. So we expect to get the money that we paid out for the sewer repairs back once the company comes in and does their repairs on the lining and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right. That's 15. Number 16, permission again to the fire department to take ladder 5 to attend an interior firefighting operations course at the Erie County Fire Academy on Broadway in Cheektowaga on October 17th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Permission to sign an agreement with Santoro Signs. This is a project that trustee Ziemba's been working on to refurbish the gateway, the village gateway signs. As you notice, there's one in front of Burger King that was done by one of our village employees. It was a donation. Came out tremendous. The other three signs are located at Burlington and Walden. They're located at Walden and Dick, and located at Borden and Broadway. And they've agreed to do each of these signs. They were the low bidder at $16.95 per sign. Then we have department head reports and so forth. So if there's anything other than the public hearing, if you have something on the public hearing about the community development block grant money, possible projects, we have you hold that to that, but onto the other 17 items. Nothing.
So, we have 5 trustees, we still have 3 here, so you still have a quorum.
Sure.
15 absolute majority, I think.
I mean, it's unfortunate that she's away.
Right. You can proceed, we have a quorum.
Sure.
Whoever's not on the vote votes.
How's it looking?
Just another moment.
Okay. Well, in deference to Audrey, we'll just hold off a
Yeah,
couple minutes.
You can hold off.
Let's see if she gets the nosebleed on her. All right, we'll take just a couple minutes here, rather than getting to the voting portion.
You want to see if Elizabeth Franklin give us the update while we're waiting?
About what?
You want to have Elizabeth, well, I don't want to go out of order. Do you want to
Oh.
give us the update while we're waiting?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, if you guys want to, whatever.
What's that again?
I said we can talk about Fall Fest.
What's Fall Fest?
Okay.
Is it
Gina, why don't you come up
Setting it
here? This has been yours and Andrew's and my wife's project here.
So.
You don't need this.
I don't get it. So, for our first ever Fall Fest, it's going to be this Saturday, October 16th. The fun starts at 10 a.m. with a free yoga in the park with Corey from Vibe Yoga Lab. Then we have a free Zumba program going on at 11 with the lovely people from Fit Happens. Then throughout the day, starting from 11 to 6, I'm going to have 20 different craft and local vendors set up throughout the park, selling a variety of different things. We have somebody with like homemade dog treats to buffalo apparel to all different types of crafts and anything you could think of, homemade olive oil and vinegars and stuff like that. We'll have 2 food trucks in the morning, Bab's Barbecue and House of Munch. Then in the afternoon, we'll have K Cafe, Maria's Benicipo, and the Western New York Food Cart, providing snacks in the afternoon. All day long, we have the Pop and Shop. It's a kettle corn vendor. He'll be there from 11 till 6:30, 7 at night. We also have a beer garden featuring vintage taps. We'll have a variety of different beer and wine options throughout the day. We have local music throughout the day, different bands. The Street Kings is in the afternoon. We have a puppeteer in the afternoon as well. Historical tours provided by Teresa Wolf going throughout the village. We have,
West New York superheroes.
yep, the superheroes walking around. We have Checkers the Inventor providing a family-friendly entertainment in the afternoon. And then a family-friendly movie, two family-friendly movies at the end of the day. So a day full of fun.
What if it rains?
We're still going to have fun.
All right. Thank you, Gina. So Gina and our Community Development Director, Andrew Adolph, and my wife Anita Peterson have been working on this. So we're looking forward to it. So we'll see how it goes. You okay, Audrey? Okay.
Sorry.
So we'll start with the public hearing.
Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, October 12th, 2021, at 7 p.m. in the Depew Village Hall Council Chambers regarding the uses of federal community development funds in the Village of Depew. The Village of Depew is eligible for a federal community development grant under Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. The purpose of the hearing is to provide an opportunity for citizens to express community development and housing needs, and to discuss possible projects which would benefit low and moderate income persons in the Village of Depew, Town of Lancaster site only. Citizens are urged to attend this meeting to make known their voices, their views, and or written proposals on the Village of Depew's selection of potential projects to be submitted for possible funding by the Federal Community Development Grant Program. Meeting room is wheelchair accessible. Those needing special arrangements should call the Village at 683-7451 by October 5th.
Erica, you want to mark the time?
Yep, Honorable Mayor and Board Trustees, I make a motion that we open the public hearing on October 12th at 7:23 PM.
Audrey,
I second the motion.
thank you. Anybody? Paul? Sure. Step
Not
right
yet.
up.
Is it okay if I sit because my back is not so good?
All right, as long as we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. I'm
Okay,
fine.
all right, good.
First of all, I want to
Oh,
say.
just need to know,
My
name?
name's Mary Wilmot. I live at 4 South Winona
Gotcha.
Street. And I just want to say thank you to whatever contractor that was that did the sewers. I don't know if it was you guys or an outside contractor, but it's for having our Kokomo and Short Street and Winona Street ripped up for, I think, about 8 to 10 weeks. I don't remember. Those guys were awesome. I never heard a swear word. I never picked up a piece of trash. I never heard any loud music. They answered any questions that we had. They were absolutely wonderful people, wonderful young. I just want to make, the bonus was that we got a fire hydrant at the corner of Short and Winona Street, which we didn't know we were getting, which we're very happy about. But I do have an issue with parking on our street.
Okay, we're stepped a little bit, that'll have to hold for just a little bit. This is on a public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant money.
Oh,
That's okay.
Sorry.
I thought you were going down that path when you were talking about sidewalks or something. So this would be for ideas that we could use the money for. As an example, one of the things that we're looking at, since we're putting in the new park, the all-inclusive park on at West Dawson Playground, is to repair the sidewalks on both sides of the park. So that'd be on the Columbia and the Olmsted side.
Lincoln.
Lincoln? I'm sorry, Lincoln. Olmsted, Lincoln, correct. And then where else were they looked at? Just those-
Right now, with the extra 600 feet, right, Kenny?
Yeah.
We're gonna look at doing the other side of Gould,
Continuing on.
continuing where we left off last time.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. Audrey, just as a planning ahead, that, wherever you wind up being with the DCAT building here, I mean, obviously those sidewalks will get taken up and replaced.
Yeah.
I think it'd be best to be done after
Yeah.
you have done the work in there.
Oh, does the village do that sidewalk?
Oh, we would do that, so.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought we had to.
Yeah, no, that would be part of ours.
Yeah, but we're gonna wait till it's done though, because
Exactly.
otherwise it's gonna get ruined.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think that, so if we're planning a year out at this time next year, let's say, that certainly would be, it's in the low mod area of the village, just like we've been doing on Gould Street and so forth. The park area ironically is a low mod area, which, it's all done by the census, so that's why we were able to get the money for the park, so we're able to then fix the sidewalks that are over there. I know there's a bigger area there that, on the Lincoln side.
There is, and then there's a smaller, I don't wanna call it a ramp, Kenny, but it's like a walking entrance
Walkway.
on the actual park area itself.
From Homestead.
Yeah, from Homestead.
Blacktop and rough,
Good.
Then we'd make them 5 feet for handicap.
Yeah, it's all ADA compliant.
Good. All right, I'll just ask again if anybody has any suggestions for community development block grant money on the Lancaster side. Okay, hearing none. Motion to close the public hearing?
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion we close the public hearing on October 12th at 7:28 PM.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 2, appoint DVW laborer. Pursuant to Section 4-400 of Village Law, I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint Dylan Schneider to the position of full-time Department of Public Works laborer at a salary stipulated in the budget. Need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Hammernick?
After careful review of the candidate, nothing further stands out to change my previous vote of no.
Trustee Ziamba?
No.
Deputy Mayor Stempniak?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
That is not approved.
Come back to that. We'll come back to that.
Excuse me.
Permission to advertise for a special meeting.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the village administrator is hereby authorized to advertise for a special meeting to be held on Monday, November 1st, 2021 at 7 PM to discuss the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA funds.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Agenda item number 4, authorize administrator to advertise for the public hearing, community development block grant on the Cheektowaga side.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. The administrator is authorized to advertise a public hearing to discuss the community development block grant for the Cheektowaga side of the Village of Depew at the Monday, October 25th, 2021 board meeting.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 5, approve payment of interest.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas the Village of Depew Board of Trustees authorizes payment of property tax refunds to law offices of Wolfgang and Wyman LLP on behalf of its client, Urbandale Development, pursuant to a consent order dated October 25th, 2020, which was received by the Village of Depew on or about July 7th, 2021. The amount of interest is to be $11,149.46. Therefore, be it resolved, the village administrator is authorized to make the interest payment to Wolfgang and Wyman LLP.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Hammernick?
Yes.
Trustee Ziamba?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stempniak?
Yes.
Mayor Peterson?
Yes.
Carried.
Agenda item number 6, permission to attend a training school for DPW superintendent.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, permission is hereby granted to Kenneth Pick, Department of Public Works Superintendent, to attend the Public Works Training School at the Holiday Inn, Saratoga Springs, New York, 12866, on October 18th, 2021, through October 20th, 2021. Use of a village vehicle is authorized.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Agenda item number 7, permission to sign engagement letter.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved that Hodgson Russ LLP is hereby appointed Board Counsel for the village's sewer system capital improvement project, generally referred to as Phase 5 as supplemented, as authorized by a bond resolution adopted on March 22nd, 2021, as amended by an amending and restating bond resolution adopted on September 13th, 2021, pursuant to the terms set forth in the engagement letter as presented. Now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign the engagement letter with Hodgson Russ LLP.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Agenda item number 8, approve the auction results.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion to move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the results from Auctions International online auction ending 9/29/2021, totaling $18,194.50 are approved. Lot 1, 2011 Ford E350 Diamond Coast Shuttle Bus. Bus and cars, $15,100. Lot 2, 6-drawer Tenesco metal file cabinets, Mower Man, $42.50. Lot 3, HP and Epson toner cartridges, M-Sing 123, $31. Lot 4, Panasonic Ultra Pro upright vacuum and supplies, M-Sing 123, $11. Lot 5, 1999 Chevy 3500 truck frame and parts. Stop fee for $310. Lot 7, reloading equipment, supplies, and more to Vetter Exer, $2,700.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Hammernick,
Yes.
Trustee Zamba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stepniak,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson,
Yes.
and that's carried.
Agenda item number 9, proclaim October 31st as the official trick-or-treat night in the village of Depew.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution, move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the official trick-or-treat night in the village of Depew, in conjunction with the town and village of Lancaster and the town of Cheektowaga, is hereby designated as Sunday, October 31st, 2021, between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8:30 p.m.
I second the motion.
I'm sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried. Agenda item number 10, permission for Depew High School motorcade.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas the Depew High School Student Senate has made application for a motorcade escort for Friday, October 22nd, 2021, at approximately 12 p.m., and whereas said motorcade route and traffic enforcement has been authorized by the Police Department and the Depew Fire Department will participate in the motorcade. Now therefore be it resolved that permission is granted to the Depew High School Senate to hold the above-mentioned motorcade on Friday, October 22nd, 2021.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 11, permission for Depew High School bonfire.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, permission is hereby granted to the Depew High School Varsity D Club to hold their annual bonfire on Tuesday, October 19th, 2021, 7:15 p.m. on the football practice field behind the Depew School's bus garage. The Depew Fire Department will be present to provide fire protection with the following stipulations. 1. The fire marshal must meet with an adult supervisor prior to 6:30 p.m. on the day of the event to inspect the site and review emergency procedures. 2. No flammable liquids are to be used in lighting the fire. 3. The Depew Fire Department will supervise the lighting of the bonfire and will remain on standby for the duration of the event. 4. The Depew Fire Department reserves the right to cancel the bonfire in the event of adverse weather conditions, high winds, or any other condition that may adversely affect public safety. Depew police personnel will be present to maintain order and supply necessary traffic enforcement.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Agenda item number 12, Village of Depew Employee Holiday Observance Days.
Excuse me.
Say that fast.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution, move for its adoption. Be it resolved, Christmas Eve Day 2021 and New Year's Eve Day 2021. That should read 2022, I believe. Excuse me.
No, New Year's Eve day?
Yes.
That
New
would
Year's
be the
New Year's Eve, okay.
That's 31st.
New Year's Eve?
Still 2020.
I apologize. I'll start over. Be it resolved, Christmas Eve Day 2021, New Year's Eve 2021 are on Fridays, and Christmas Day 2021 and New Year's Day 2022 are on Saturdays. Employees covered by the white-collar collective bargaining agreement and all non-union employees working in Village Hall will observe these holidays as follows, and Village Hall will be closed on the following days. Christmas Eve Day 2021 falls on 12/24/21. Observed Thursday, 12/23/21. Christmas Day 2021 falls on 12/25/21. Friday will be observed on Friday, 12/24/21. New Year's Eve Day 2021 falls on 12/31/2021. Will be observed on Thursday, 12/30/21. New Year's Eve Day 2022 falls on 1/1/2022. Will be observed on Friday, 12/31/2021. Employees covered by the blue-collar collective bargaining agreement and all non-union employees working at the Department of Public Works will observe the following holidays on the following dates. Christmas Day 2021 falls on 12/25/21. Will be observed on Friday, 12/24/21. Day after Christmas 2021 falls on 12/27/21, will be observed on Monday, 12/27/21. New Year's Eve Day 2021 falls on 12/31/21. It will be observed on Friday, 12/31/21. New Year's Eve Day 2022 falls on 1/1/2022. Will be observed on Monday, 1/3/2022.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Agenda item number 13, approve a leave of absence request.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas Andrew Silveri, full-time DPW laborer 2, is a newly hired employee and was not yet eligible for any paid time off under the CBA. His wife recently gave birth. He is requesting permission to take an unpaid leave of absence from September 13th, 2021 until September 17th, 2021 to assist his wife and care for my baby upon return home from the hospital. Whereas Teresa Wolkowiak recommends the approval of this request. Now therefore be it resolved, the village board approves the period of unpaid leaves stated above.
I second the motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Hammerneck,
Yes.
Trustee Umba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stepniak,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Agenda item number 14, permission for the Depew Fire Department.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Permission is hereby granted to the Depew Fire Department Etna Hose Company to hold their 125th anniversary party at Rifa's Restaurant, 4218 Weldon Avenue, Lancaster, New York, on Saturday, October 23rd, 2021, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Agenda item number 15, authorization for emergency sewer repair.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution, move for its adoption. Whereas in response to 2 collapsing sewer lines, one on George Urban Boulevard and one on Harvard Avenue, the sewers are being repaired as part of an emergency order with E&R General Construction Incorporated. The emergency work being done will be at no expense to the village once reimbursement has been paid. Be it further resolved that the work is authorized to be completed as per the proposal from E&R General Construction.
I second the motion.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Hammernick,
Yes.
Trustee Zamba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stepniak,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson,
Yes.
and that's carried.
Agenda item 16, permission again for the Depew Fire Department.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Whereas permission is hereby granted to the Depew Fire Department to take Ladder 5 to attend the Interior Firefighting Operations course at the Erie County Fire Academy, 3359 Broadway in Cheektowaga on October 17th, 2021, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Second the motion.
Roll call vote, please?
Trustee Hammernick,
Yes.
Trustee Zamba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stepniak,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson,
Yes.
that's carried.
Agenda item 17, authorize the mayor to sign a Santoro sign agreement.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution, move for its adoption. Whereas the Village of Depew would like to utilize Santoro signs to provide work on the Village of Depew gateway signs at Walden Avenue and Burlington Avenue, Broadway Street and Borden Road, and Walden Avenue and Dick Road. Cost of the work being done is $1,695 per sign. Now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign the Santoro sign agreement.
I second the motion.
A roll call vote, please?
Trustee Hammernick,
Yes.
Trustee Zamba,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stepniak,
Yes.
Mayor Peterson,
Yes.
that's carried.
Item 18, department head reports.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we accept the building report from September 2021.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. There was one employment application received in the rec department, Natalie Witt, in the last couple of weeks. Unfinished and other business, there is none. And we're going to move to public concerns and comments. And Bob Brand is not here today, Elizabeth, so you've got the floor. And if you need a couple of his 5 minutes, you can have it.
I think I'll keep it up there.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see. Good evening, everyone. Thank you as always. My name's Elizabeth, and I'm with Assemblymember Monica Wallace's office. I'm her Director of Community Affairs. Assemblymember Monica Wallace had recently co-sponsored a bill that became a law and was signed by the governor, I believe, over the weekend. It's Assembly Bill 2203. It directs the Division of Veterans Services to provide information regarding resources that are available to assist veterans who experience post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury, also known as TBI. It directs portals on the division's internet website, so that way they'll be more easily accessible to the general public versus having to do research. And additional links will be added to address those two issues, the TBI and PTSD. Another bill that she co-sponsored was recently signed into law. It's Assembly Bill 2037. It requires that the most recent rating of every nursing home assigned pursuant to the U.S. Medicaid Medicare Services, also known as CMS ratings, and shall be prominently displayed on the homepage of the department's website and at each nursing home facility, essentially more like a Consumer Reports rating system with the 5 stars, so it's more easily accessible, and that way families can readily access the ratings versus having to dig for them. Assemblymember Wallace is hosting 2 upcoming events in the district. The first is going to be a senior-based event. It's going to be at the Cheektowaga Senior Center on Saturday, November 6th from 10 a.m. to about 11:30 in the morning. The event is free for seniors and adult children. That's the audience we're gearing towards. Assemblymember Wallace will be present, along with CELJ, also known as Center of Law and Justice, Buffalo Hospice and Palliative Care, as well as the Conversation Project from ECMC to discuss toolkits for adult children and aging parents to help them navigate the process after retirement and so on. In attendance for tabling at the event, families can come and pick cards up and pamphlets from various vendors. We're going to have vendors from CELJ, ECMC, Erie County Department of Health's Cancer Service Program, BNC United Home Care, they're a nonprofit that deal with hospice and palliative care, as well as New York Senior Action Team. They do a lot of Medicaid, Medicare fraud detection in the state and educate seniors. Lastly, the assembly member is going to have a recycling event. We know they're very popular and asked for a lot. So that will be on Saturday, December 4th from 8:30 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon. We're going to have more details coming out on that. It's going to be at the Cheektowaga Central High School on Union Road there in Cheektowaga. And we'll post about it on social media, and I believe we're also doing a mailer, but there's going to be a website that residents will have to go on to reserve a time and just let Sun King know what kind of materials they're going to be dropping off. So with that, if anyone has any questions on those events or anything in general going on in the state, feel free to have them call our office and we will help to the best of our ability. Thank you.
All right. Okay. We're going to go to trustees first. Trustee Zimmer.
I just want to apologize. I had my hands in front of my mouth. My string broke on my mask. So I'm not being disrespectful to anyone on TV or here. That's all. That's all.
Okay. Trustee Hamnick.
Just want to say we're moving forward on our community center, and a lot of nice things to come. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Stempniak.
Not much to report this week. We are actively working to get our tree inventory done, possibly at the end of October, early November. So we're just working on getting that contract signed and to hold the kickoff meeting with the group that's going to be doing it to see what they need from us and what their workload looks like.
So I'll mention that our first annual Village E-Waste Recycling Drive is the 23rd out front here in the parking lot from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's being coordinated by our new garbage contractor, which is Casella, in cooperation with their partner, Buffalo Computer Recycling. It's available to Village of Depew residents only and Depew taxpayers. So there is going to be a little bit of checking needed. There's going to be some form of identification, like a driver's license. And if need be, if there's some question, they would be checking the tax rolls to verify that they're actually a taxpayer in the Village of Depew. We anticipate quite a bit of people showing up for those 5 hours. We'll be lined up out here on Gould Avenue and then come up and around through the parking lot. Buffalo Computer Recycling will charge for tube TVs and CRT monitors. They'll collect $50 for each of those. They'll also collect $20 for any flat screen TV that's being dropped off. There's a list of items on their website, which is www.buffalocomputerrecycling.com. They list everything that they take. Again, that's on the 23rd from 9 to 2 p.m. We're going to go to Tony.
Just a minor thing, a reminder, since we had that big storm last week and quite a few basements were flooded, there's been an uptick of the green waste management bagsters showing up between the sidewalk and the road. Just a reminder that those are private pickup. The village does not touch these things. You have to either go online to the website on the tag that's in the bag and prepay for a pickup. But just make sure that these things are not migrating into the road, because if the plows catch on to these things, they're going to drag them down the road. Technically, they're not supposed to be between the sidewalk and the road anyways, so.
It can't be on the right of way?
that they're not supposed to be within the right-of-way, they're supposed to be on the private property. But I do know if you have trees or overhead wires, Waste Management does have issue with picking them up, so it makes it kind of tough. I get that. If they're in the right-of-way, get them filled up, get them picked up as quickly as possible, is all I'm asking.
Okay. And what kind of length of time can they sit out there for?
Say that again?
What kind of length of time could they sit out there without being picked up?
A week should be sufficient.
And if it's not, if it's longer than that,
If it's
like
not picked up,
2
then
months?
obviously we'll send you a letter.
Okay.
And it's, within reason, obviously. We have a couple that have been laying out for months.
Right.
And it's time. If you're not gonna have them picked up, we will have them picked up and send you a bill.
Now, just so that I understand, because I've not done that before, you pay like about $30 or $40 at the Home Depot or something for the
Well,
bag.
the bag itself is usually around $30 range at
Correct.
Value, Home Depot, whatever. Pickup, I believe the bags are rated at 3,000 pounds, and the minimum charge is $150. This is what people need to understand. Waste Management does charge you to pick these things up if you're gonna use them. That's why it's a private waste pickup. Okay.
Sam, did I forget you?
Sure, no, you didn't forget me.
Go ahead.
So, small developments with the solar site and the old reclamation landfill. Our bids didn't come in where we expected them. They were a bit higher, so we're likely to rebid the project. Also, the solar company reached out to us, just fortuitous timing, about leasing the lower parcel. So we'd still own the lower parcel, but they would pay to lease that and put more solar panels there. So that's something that's going to be coming up, we'll be discussing. There may be a notice to proceed on the agenda for the next meeting with regard to the solar company contacting the utility companies to make sure it's a viable site. That doesn't commit us to the project, just lets them do their due diligence. That's the update on that. If anyone has any questions about the interest payment, I'm happy to answer them, but, it's kind of a lawsuit that came around well before I was here, and now we're putting in appearances in all of these tax certiorari cases, which most villages don't do, just to make sure nothing like that happens again. I think that's about it.
Okay.
I've mentioned other things in the pre-meeting, but I don't remember them now.
Our fire chief is still stuck in Florida, hasn't been able to catch a flight back, so he's not here with us today. Our electric department fella is back to his regular job, so he's working tonight. And we're on to DPW Superintendent Ken Pick.
We're making progress on West Dawson Playground. The shelter is erected, swings are going in, and drainage is going in. We did do we had the emergency repairs done on George Urban and Harvard. All the parking signs that were passed were put up. We will be trenching with the electric department for electric for the tree lighting ceremonies. Just a little for the trustees. We are low on guys. We put in a request for somebody. One of the individuals we put in a request for has plumbing and HVAC experience. One of the things that we were given this week to check on was replacing all the valves in the senior center. Terry got a price of $12,000 to replace them, to make them all touchless. If our department, we do it in-house, we can save over $6,000. But at a certain point, we have to start getting the right guys to do this. The guys that are plumbing are older, Ron and myself. These are the reason we're choosing guys. We have a hot water tank that we have to put in our garage. That's $3,000 to replace that. If our guys do it, it'd be free if somebody else does it. We have a water line we have to run our garage. These are all things we're looking at when we're looking at hiring guys, not just putting a name out there. That's all.
We're to the Police Department. Captain Bill Kerr here tonight.
Mr. Mayor, good evening, thanks. We've had a building improvement project going on, among the mentioned earlier, the window installation, so the PD's getting a facelift over there. It's looking really good, they're moving along pretty well, so that's ahead of schedule. Got the month-end report for September. We received 967 total complaints for the month. We had 29 arrests, 328 summonses were issued last month. With the Fall Fest that's coming this weekend, you're going to have our bike patrol out there to be out there in a community policing kind of oriented way and spend some time with people in the village. So we had a couple officers assigned to that. Our officers will be assisting next week with Depew Spirit Week, with the motorcade, and with the we'll be over there to help manage the crowds. Hopefully they have a pretty normal event for this year for the bonfire as well. That's pretty much what we got going on so far.
Okay. So I did get a email back from Chief Miller, who's been out for a little bit, and this sort of tags off of what DPW Superintendent Pick said. And this has everything to do with the situation about hiring people. He wrote to me yesterday, said, Mayor, we've worked very hard to break away from undue influence of hiring from the political parties. This agency has struggled for years with employees that were hired because of influence from some political leader or associates. This has straddled this department for years and is often stuck with a bad employee for 20 years or more. I believe we finally turned the corner and hire and promote only the best candidates with little or no political influence. We need to continue our professional hiring process, continue hiring the best people for this agency. We owe it to all our current staff and public, as they will be affected by a poor hiring decision. I just do not understand why they think that the influence on hiring would be better for this village. I believe our experience is better suited for these types of decisions than someone not familiar with our department. So, my opinion, and you've heard it before, and I'm going to state it here publicly once again. Since I became mayor in April of 2019, I've empowered the department heads in this village to make decisions on who gets hired in this village, outside of any outside influence. They know what's best for their department. They know what will fit within their department. They know what need to be from their department, as Superintendent Pick has pointed out. This is not the place to put political patronage jobs. The village of Depew is 15,178 people. If you want to limit yourself to only selecting from 15,178 people, and most of those aren't available for hire on particular jobs, you're severely limiting yourself to perhaps the not best qualified individual. It's going to take an awful lot then tonight to change me and my thinking. These people work their department for 20, 30 or more years. They know what's needed. When was the last time any of us, including you, Trustee Zimba, Trustee Hamernick, Deputy Mayor Stepniak, or Trustee Savage, when was the last time any of us hired a DPW laborer to fill a position? I've never. I don't know why my opinion would be taken over the person that's in that position. So we're going to beat this one around, I guess, and then you want to, think that we'll get to a point where I'm just going to wind up caving for it. I'm not. I'm here at least another year and a half. That's the program. These department heads have agreed to the program, and that's the way it's going to be. So
Are you looking for a response? Because I am prepared to respond.
You go right
But I
ahead.
will respond to the residents. I will not respond to the DPW head or the mayor, because they've already got my response on this matter, okay? I'm very familiar with DPW workers and what it takes to do that job, as I represent them all over Western New York. So the accusation that someone else might know better, I think I'm qualified to make that judgment. And I will always stand with the residents of this village first when I feel they're equally qualified as another candidate from outside this village. So to suggest I'm doing anything political is insulting. Thank you, residents.
Public comment on anything tonight. If you have something for Elizabeth or any of us up here, and you want to continue with what your story was, and you don't have to get up. We have her name and address already.
I just want to apologize for talking on a turn before.
No, don't worry about it.
For a meeting like this, so I thought it was time, so.
No problem.
Again, kudos to your guys, and whoever that company was, that they're wonderful.
Yep.
They're really good.
That was contracted out by Erie County Water Authority. They had the whole
They
deal.
did great. But they were great, they were a great team of guys.
I appreciate that thought because I got a comment, what day did I reach out to you, like Wednesday or Thursday last week, that somebody on the other side of transit also first off, they thought it was our DPW guys that were tossing a football or something like that, almost hit our car. And I reached out to Ken, and we didn't have any crews over there, but it was Erie County Water, their subcontractors that were out there. So that wasn't,
We didn't see anything like that.
Good.
The best part was there was no trash and there was no swearing.
great, great.
No screaming, no arguing amongst themselves, there was nothing like that. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. And the bonus was the fun.
It's great to hear that. And they replanted your grass and all?
They never touched mine.
Oh.
I'm on the very far corner, almost on the dead end of South Winona Street. So my property never got touched,
Okay,
which was Tony Williams, which was wonderful. Appreciate that.
good.
But I do have a serious issue, a serious safety issue on my street. It's very, very narrow. Emerald Heating and Cooling is on the corner of Broadway and Transit. I have talked to the owner there many times, and we have a good rapport, but his business is growing by leaps and bounds, which is a wonderful thing. My husband and I owned our own business for more than 30 years, and it's wonderful to see growth. But the growth is a problem for us. I mean, they just, last year, I believe it was, they just repaved their whole parking lot. They put up a brand new garage on the property, but now they have more employees, and they have to have places to park. And I believe that their employees take their company vehicles home with them at night, because there's not very many of them. But like this morning was a nightmare. They had all their employee vehicles, and then there probably was 15 Emerald vehicles up and down my street, going around Short Street, almost around to Kokomo Street. And I watched 2 school buses today try to make that corner around where that rock is on, you know what I'm talking about. The bus driver had to pull in, back out, pull in, back out, and then finally he could go around that corner. And my husband and I are sitting there watching this, thinking, if there's ever a need, like there was a fire around Kokomo Street not too long ago where a person died in the fire.
Yes.
If there was ever an issue to get a fire truck down my street, it wouldn't happen, because there's parking on both sides. If you're lucky if you can get one car down in between those. I know it's gonna end in November with the parking ban, but it's gonna start up again in the spring. So, the street being so narrow is a problem, and then all this parking on both sides is a problem. I'm thinking today how to solve this problem, and I'm wondering if it's at all possible, it's not my place to do this, but somebody in the village to maybe suggest to them making a deal with Dombrowski to have them park in Magruder's parking lot, because they're closed until mid-afternoon. The bar isn't open, restaurants, I don't think they're open for lunch, I don't know. Or Dairy Queen across Transit. Their parking lot's wide open, I don't think they open until 11, 12 o'clock. I don't know how to fix the problem, but there's a couple of solutions, but something has to be done on my
What
street.
was it, some sort of a meeting or something?
I think it was. I thought maybe like a Monday morning meeting.
Yeah, right.
Or a Tuesday morning meeting.
So it only happens every now and then, maybe?
Well, it's happening more and more often. I mean, the guys are great. When they get out of their vehicles, there's a couple guys that actually take a magnet, and they go around their vehicles to make sure there's no screws.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've complained about that, and they're conscientious about that, which is.
If I may interject, I think the timing you're talking about, if I recall correctly, a lot of times they're assembling that in the morning to grab their equipment. They're grabbing HVAC units, they're grabbing materials
They
before
weren't
they
doing that
go out for the day. Okay, gotcha.
They had their vehicles
But
parked,
there's other days of the week where they do that and
and
they're,
then try and bring an
Yeah.
HVAC truck, the big trucks around Kokomo Street, Short Street, and up here to unload. That kills the whole street until they're done unloading.
because there's other days too when they're in and out of that one area, like at the end where they're loading stuff and then the next one comes in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for buses, it's a nightmare. I don't know if they got it timed quite good with the buses. I don't know that, but I've seen the bus drivers struggle. Of course, they don't get out of their vehicles or say anything to anybody, but it's a problem. It's been a problem for a number of years now. And today was like the final straw. I was like, I just looked on the phone today to see when the next board meeting is. It just happened to be tonight, so it was perfect.
Well, actually, you come to the right place, actually, because this is where these kinds of solutions, like Ken was talking about, the street signs that we put, no parking signs that we put up, start with a conversation such as this. And then it goes to PD, and they'll take a look at the traffic patterns and what's else. So we put 13 streets worth of no parking signs across Transit near Fireman's Park, because they're very similar to your street in that they're very narrow. And if you have parking on both sides of the street, you're not getting Rescue 7 or the ladder truck down there. You know, it's just not going to happen. And it's going to be one of those days when, like the one on South Kokomo and the fellow that passed away there, you know, you can't get down that street, and you don't ever want that to happen. I mean, that's sort of like with Beggars Night that's going to come up, you know, in a couple of weeks in the Barnabas
We
area.
never get anybody down our street anyways. I've been there for 25 years, and if we get 5 kids on a
Yeah.
bus, that's a lot.
But, well, my point was is that those streets, when you get parking on both sides, it becomes that hazard again. So what we've done the last couple of years is put up no parking on one side of the street, so at least it opens up the street for emergency vehicles to come down.
It can,
So-
and then you got the trucks that are parking on the sidewalk too. Out there, all of them are on the sidewalk.
Well, part of their approval to put up the garage and expand the parking lot on the opposite side of the building was to get the commercial vehicles off of the sidewalks. I'm going to pull out the minutes of what was approved for that area. If we can get PD to kind of monitor the situation, especially in the mornings, when the crews will be coming in to get their work orders and stuff. And then I'll make contact with the owner to see if we can come up with a solution privately with either the neighboring property in the morning to have this crews park there. But I'm gonna reach out to him and see if we can come up with a solution before we get into legals and one-side parking and all of that. But I definitely request that PD kind of monitor that, keep an eye on it.
Not to mention names, but I've asked Jim Wolf 50 times and nothing happens. Don't get him in trouble, I just wanted to let you know that. Because he lives right on the street and he sees it. You know, he lives right there.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, they have, I know Matt Dombrowski from Magruder's really pushed to get those, that dropped transit down from 4 lanes into the 2 lanes with the parking thing on the side. Nobody ever parked, none of them ever parked there. So I don't know if that's a waste, we can open it back up to 4, that would be good there too. That's something else that's not working well.
Okay,
So lots of,
all set?
that's enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Paul, since you're the only other one here, anything for us today?
No,
Okay.
nothing. Fine.
Pleasure to have met your son last week when the trustee and I were there.
Right.
Yeah, it was totally, I would never have guessed. I just didn't know.
He's more polite than I am.
I didn't say that. He did ask, though, if I knew who you were. I think he was just testing the water, but that's all right. Nice fella. I'm looking forward to some good things with that. All right.
Mayor, if I may,
Yeah,
on this note as well, I too will revoice my opinion on the hiring of the DPW labor. There's no other man more abler to choose whom they want to hire than the superintendent of public works, Ken Peck. He runs the department, he knows what he has as far as staff, he knows what he needs. The person he's recommending has those needs that he wants filled. And none of the other candidates did. So this is the man that has the most knowledge out of however much you all think you have. He's got more. That's my take.
Okay, we'll go to claims and accounts, please.
All the claims and accounts have been audited and are ready for payment.
As follows. In the general fund, $125,439.63. Community Development Fund, $190.40. Sewer funds, $181.54. And a capital project, $27,435.11. And the capital project on the building renovation, $67,118.40.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. An adjournment, please.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption, that we adjourn the meeting. But first, I would like to make special memory, a moment of silence in memory of Terry Mescal, our former trustee and deputy mayor of the member of the zoning board. Also for Carol Moore, wife of Ron Moore from West End, exempt number 6.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you, everyone. We have 8:13.